Okay, for the last couple days, I've been getting a lot of Twitter messages about the rice experiment. Oh, and my mom is in Arizona visiting grandma, so I'm taking care of the pig. Ow. Also, I've been in like a depressive kind of funk, a low, or if you watch a lot of my videos, a little bit of a storm the last 3 days. I didn't want to tell you guys this, but I feel like it's important because I'm trying to talk about the depression stuff, but I slept until 2:30 today because I just didn't want to get out of bed. But when I know I'm in the storms, I know that I have to just keep doing stuff. So I got up, started doing stuff. I was like, I need to make this vlog, talk about the rice, and here I am, 4:30, got nothing done. But I still struggle with it. I just want you guys to be aware I still struggle with it even though I'm trying to help and share what's worked for me. So I'll talk about the rice. We've been giving it love, hate, and just ignoring it for about 6 weeks now. Hold on, pig. Granted, my hypothesis, if we're doing it the scientific method, was that nothing was gonna happen. They were gonna do the exact same thing the whole time. It's not, I don't think the experiment's over yet, but let's go take a look. Let's just do it. Alright, here's the love rice. Hey! It's not your food. Get out. You're acting like a pig. No! Get out! As you can see, the love rice has a little bit of mold there. Other than that, it's a little brown on the bottom. Not much to change yet. Hate rice. Looking pretty good. A little bit of mold there, just like the love rice. And the ignore rice looks about the same as the other two. Now, so far, I'm sure you guys could have guessed that's what was going to happen, right? Right, I think we all probably could have. But the point is that we wouldn't have known unless we tried. I've gotten some people talking about that as pseudoscience, but at the same time, pseudoscience is on the leading edge of science. I always go back to years ago, people were talking about atoms and molecules at the subatomic level, and before we knew they were there, they were just hypotheses. They thought the guy was a kook, right? Pseudoscience, not real. And then they finally found out that it was real, because they could finally test it. But that's my point. It's always worth experimenting and testing, because then you know. Or else you're just guessing, and a belief never has any facts. Is a belief and a fact the same thing? If you have a belief that turns into a fact, it's no longer a belief, it's a fact. Fact one-ups beliefs. But having a guess of what's going to happen is essentially a belief. I believe this is going to happen. It's always worth testing. Good boy. Did you pee? Was it good? Did you have a good poop? You already had one, dude. 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 Alright, now with all this talk about research and things, I watch a lot of documentaries. I don't watch a ton of TV. A few of my favorite shows I watch. And when I'm kind of in this depressed state, I watch even more. Because if my brain's constantly turning, I need something that's gonna like tweak it and make it think a different way. And that kind of brings the volume of the depression down a little bit. So with that said, I want to share some of the documentaries, 3 big ones I've been watching the last 3 weeks, or 2 weeks. I'll put all these in the description below. The first one is called Neurons to Nirvana. Why certain drugs are Scheduled 1 substances and some are Scheduled 2, 3, 4, and 5 substances. So the biggest thing I've kind of got out of it is like, Scheduled 1 means you can't do research on it and it has no medical benefit. So LSD, mushrooms, heroin, and pot are on there. Pot now has shown to have a medical purpose, but it's still a Schedule 1. LSD's been tested for depression and other mental health, and it's shown that it can possibly help too. Still a Schedule 1. And magic mushrooms are the same way. Heroin, fuck heroin. That's just terrible. Interesting stuff. It'll make you think a little bit different. Also, I got this in the mail. I don't know what it is. I'm a shark. Yeah. Will you take me as serious about my documentary recommendations dressed like this? The next recommendation is called The Century of Self. It's like, I think it's a 4-part series. I only got through number 1. To keep it short, in World War I, businesses started seeing how propaganda was affecting and changing the way people's behavior was. So they changed the word propaganda, since it had a bad connotation, and changed it to public relations. Knowing that right now, you start to look at all of the PR in the world as propaganda. They're just trying to sell you and manipulate and change you. I haven't finished all of them, but that's the next one to watch. I recommend it. And last but not least is called CitizenFour. If you haven't heard of Edward Snowden, I'm sure you've heard of Edward Snowden, but he was a whistleblower who talked about the government spying on everybody. There's just a movie out about Edward Snowden, but CitizenFour is his actual experience with it. It'll scare you and make you never want to it will make you want to take the battery out of your phone more often, and because of it, I now have tape on all of my laptops so people can't spy on me, even though they still can, because it still freaks me out and they can turn on the microphone. Scary stuff, but I think it's stuff that we need to know. Oh look! I have a little fin! I'll keep updating you on the rice stuff. Life is meant to be experienced. Curiosity will get you there. See you tomorrow. Or see you Monday, because I won't make a vlog tomorrow. Bye.